All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Gankutsuou, the Count of Monte Cristo, episode 12.
Oh
boy.
All right.
Boy.
We have ourselves a situation. The Villefort family is sundered, or at the very least is
one is
on
in a
watch.
padded cell, or close to, on their
to
way, you know.
Potentially getting into that. There was some intimidation. Well, on the positive side, though, Valentine and Maximilian got away to Marseille.
Yep.
Hey, that rhymes. But with the Count's brazen move recently with the letter, everyone is on high alert.
Except for Albert.
Because
he's like, wow, I want to ask you questions. I have some concerns. Oh, it's just strong-willed. Yes, bide your time and hold out hope. Yeah.
I'm a master of my own fate. In fact, I am a god, if you will. It's like,
that's so cool.
Yes.
I wish I could be like you.
Yeah. Oh, buddy. If only you had someone you trusted that loved you unconditionally. Oh.
I have no idea who you could be talking about,
Yeah,
Caleb.
he doesn't have anyone like that.
No, the closest thing would be the Count, right?
Right,
The Count loves him unconditionally.
Only the Count.
Yeah.
Just Monica. Yeah. So, on the side of things, though, with Albert, Eugenie's engagement with him has been canceled. And it's probably Mr. Cavalcanti here, the Marquis Andrea Cavalcanti.
That got to Papa Danglars and was like, hey, I have money. Oh,
big dick
say no
money.
more.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's that money coming from?
But so, continuing to isolate Albert more by more. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
アルベール君との婚約は破談にした。
どういうことなの？なぜ急に？
モルセール家のよからぬ噂を耳にしてな。
Oh, nice. So he is separating from the trio. Nice.
もんでごめえ。しくじりあって。
Wow, even calls him by his own
悪い
name.
が、俺は生き残るぜ。
しかし、おめえがあのもんでごとはな。
貴様、なぜそれを。
さるお方から教えてもらったのさ。
誰だ、そいつは。
んなことはいいんだ。
Wow. Oh, damn.
いるんだ。
あるだけ出しな。俺の口を金貨で塞いでおくれよ。
Oh, he will.
Oh,
but
he's
you
gonna
won't
kill
like
him.
it.
Yeah.
カバルカンティーコ。何かご用？
あなたを悲しませるもの、すべてを消し去りたい。
そんなことをしていただく理由がないわ。いや、話して。人を呼びます。
モンテクリスト博をご存知ですよね。モルセール家をめぐるゴシップ。あの方からのリークのようです。
Gotcha.
あいつ破談のことどう思ってんだろう。
She's on her way.
直接聞いてみれば本気なのね。失ってみて初めてその大切さに気づくってこと。
It's crazy how much he looks like his dad from the back.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
で、君は納得してるのか？アルベールと別れること。
別れるも何もまだ何も始まってなかったわ。
True.
でも一度は婚約者だったわけだろ。
You're one to talk, you know.
じゃあ、なんでそんなに辛そうなんだよ。
モンテクリスト。
Oh, they're gonna team up.
Well, I found out last episode, actually.
Yeah.
彼が暗躍。
The smart blondes team up.
昔は良かったよね。3人で日が暮れるのも忘れて野原を駆け回って。いつからかしら。
Wow,
一緒
they
にい
were
ると
little,
気恥ずかしく
little.
て手もつなげなくなったのは。
Oh. And the look back.
アルベールはどう思ってるの？今回のこと。何も連絡してこないし、あなたたち親友でしょ？
I thought
親
so.
友か。
Yeah.
Go in the sky.
Ever present, just inevitability of death, you
俺に
know.
も今のあいつのことはわからないんだ。役に立てなくてごめん。でも、
何？
ほっとしたよ。アルベールを思ってるんだなって。
やだ。何なの？私。
あの夜、 オートイユで聴いた君のピアノが素敵だったのは、アルベールのために弾いていたからかもしれないね。
Okay then.
まさか
Okay.
Seems like it's the case, but it doesn't have to be necessarily.
してるわ
Super
けないか。
aware of it.
喧嘩してんだもんな、俺たち。
Okay.
But surprise, surprise.
Yep.
いるわけないよな。
Wow. They just missed each other?
That sucks.
お嬢様、ご気分優れませんか？
まさか夢にまで見たオペラ座での演奏会よ。
不思議ね。城壁の外と違って季節にかかわらずいつでもジャコウブドウが実っている。アルベール、自分の気持ちを大切にね。
Always.
Listen to him maybe, but, you know...
母さんは自分に
Not always
正直に生きてきた。
ここはパリ。自分次第で何でも手に入る楽園なのかもしれない。でも勇猛な心を失えばただ流されてゆく。
I like
Alright.
it. And
来ないつもりか、アルベール。
Or is he going to show up, but in the Count's opera box?
yeah.
どなたかお探しかい？
リュシアン、母に招かれたのね。
おかげさまで。
今夜の演奏は恋人たちに捧げるわ。せいぜい楽しんでいらして。
いや、
Wow.
今日ぐらいは
Damn.
自分と愛しい人のために弾くべきだ。ピアニストにはそれが許される。
アルベール君、あいにく今日はご招待の方々で満席でね。
招待状ならいただいてます。ユージェニーさんから。
過去は過去、すべてなかったことに。
あなたに追い返される言われはない。
そういう血の気の多いところは
Actually, I could see
父親譲
Cavalcanti
りか。
coming in and being
父は
like,
関
no,
係
no,
な
no,
い。
let him in.
僕は
you know?
僕だ。通してもらう。
君に何ができるというんだ。力もない、金もない、ただの小僧にな。
黙れ。それでも俺は離せ。
君も招かれて。
Oh.
奥様にね。
妻は少々体調が優れぬようで、よろしく相手してやってもらえるかな。
あいにく今日は
ん
そんな気分じゃないんで、もう少しうまく立ち回れ。正面からじゃ無理だ。
Let's go.
くそ。
お前に借りはないが、ユージェニーのことは少々傷つけてしまっているから。
Ah.
Okay.
This is
All
some
right.
way that I can help.
君には一生わからんだろうし、わかる必要もない。ともあれ、演奏はちゃんと聞いてやれ。
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
好きなんだろ
Forget all that.
ユージェニーのこと。
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the count.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Oh, shit. Damn.
Okay, this is all going down.
That really is an amazing painting. Oh.
I think it's just showing where everyone is in these moments. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. An empty
Wow.
booth, yeah. She's crying. And he can't see. You can only see her back. Too. It's gonna be silly.
Count still made it in.
アルベール。何よ今頃。
ずっとここにいたさ。ちょっと邪魔が入ったけどよかったよ、すごく。
Encore.
眩しくって。
Yep.
胸がドキドキした。
バカ。いるって知ってたら、もっと上手に弾けたわ。
And go out there and do it again.
あ
Yeah.
なたのために。
ごめん。もう婚約者でも何
It's
で
like
もな
he
いの。
bumped her mic or something, but it's just his heartbeat. You know?
Right, right.
Yeah.
あ、これ好
何？
きだろ。
好きだけど普通は花束抱えてくるものよ。
そっか。やっぱそうだよな。
本当バカな
The
んだか
crowd
ら。
just goes, just kiss already! Like,
Right,
it's
can't
all like
even
going
see
through her
him.
mic or something.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
would be
yeah,
so funny.
exactly.
ユージェニーさん。お客様をあまりお待たせ
Really?
してはいけません。お前。
待って、アルベール。もう一曲聴いて。あなたに。あなただけのために弾くから。
She says that right in front of Cavalcanti.
Right in front of him. Yeah, yeah.
Love it.
どうやら君の出る幕はないようだな。それはどうかな。
Oh, I'm so happy for her.
Yeah.
皆さん、今一度ユージェニー城に盛大な拍手を。
My engagement.
Yeah.
何なのあなた。ここは私の舞台よ。
あいつ。
しつこいな、君も。
Well,
娘は輝ける未来へ向けて踏み出したのだ。今日のオペラ座はカバルカンティ
Lucian dipped out quickly.
Oh.
負け犬はされ。
Yeah,
Okay.
I did say that he bought them all before, but
伯爵。
一体どうなさったのです？
伯爵。
アルベール。
俺悔しくて自分が不けてちっぽけな自分が。
あなたに嫌疑がかけられている。
here
マ
we
ロは殺
go.
人事件の
Yeah.
重要参考人としてご同行願おう。
Is Albert gonna become a hostage? Okay, and that's where they end the
Oh,
episode.
Villefort looks like he's just like, this is my moment.
Uh-huh. Okay.
All right, okay.
Okay.
So we deal with the aftermath of Danglars canceling the
Engagement.
between Eugenie and Albert.
Mhm.
And then we end up having a pretty good focus of the time being between, well, not just Eugenie and Albert, but Eugenie and and company. This was
Right.
kind of Eugenie's episode, which is
Yep.
good because
She
it
needed
ended
it.
with her having her big performance
Mhm.
and not only just having the one song, but also an encore. And then the surrounding mass of characters that, you know, have their reasons to be at this scene,
Right.
then having their own kind of fallouts with regards to not just, you know, well, Cavalcanti for one, and Danglars. But then the Count,
Yep.
Lucian, Villefort,
Yeah.
Franz, like there's some cool stuff that's being set up to happen in the next episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the surprise bit was Lucian because I didn't think too highly of the guy, but he's like, hey, I've been kind of, you know.
It made sense that he was here because he's been so often with Madame Danglars.
Right.
Just like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Naturally, he'd be here, right?
And he is a friend
Mhm.
of Albert's. However, he made an interesting point about how he doesn't really owe him any favors.
Mhm.
There's this idea that I've had with Albert, and I really like that it's this way, is that he has a lot of his friends by the convenience of his family.
Yes.
And he doesn't necessarily build too many of them outside of Franz. And Franz has been the main one that he's been
And well,
like
that's a very
avoiding.
different kind of convenience because
Yeah.
Franz is in love with him, so it's convenient for Albert to have a close connection with him because Franz
makes it easy.
Makes it easy, right?
Mhm.
But Albert isn't exactly doing a lot to maintain it.
But
and
also because he's best friends, he makes it hard when he sees that Albert is making what he considers to be a very wrong decision.
Exactly. And I feel like this episode was basically it was about all of the conveniences that were then the rubber meets the road, and then characters have to make decisions, right? And
That's
that
a great way to put
that
it.
that happened with Albert, that happened with Eugenie, that happened with Lucien.
Yep.
You know, it's like and even Franz in a case, in a sense, because he talks to Eugenie about it a bit, and yet he still holds back just how much he's been investigating the Count.
Right.
You know. So
because not only is this a thing where he sees it as a problem that could spill over to Albert, he's not necessarily sure about a lot of this.
Yeah.
And I think that element of self-doubt of him basically realizing, well, I could be wrong about the Count.
Yep.
But I also know there's some things about him, one, because he's a super billion trillionaire or whatever. He is going to be suspicious. But
and he plays into the sketchy side of himself.
Right.
Yeah.
But how much do I trust Albert to be able to kind of navigate his way through this okay?
Right.
Without me stepping in and calling out, like the Count being like, you
don't want to
are a problem.
Right,
in
because
some ways, Villefort is going to do that for him here.
That's true.
So,
yep.
The Count getting,
is in an
arrested,
interesting
put under a bit
situation.
of an investigation thing, that sounds exciting.
Right.
The part here where things get a little bit dicey, in not just the plot kind of stuff of tension and thriller stuff, but also a little bit of the characters here. Things got a little bit. I'm not so sure about what's going on here. So, Cavalcanti is setting up a situation where he is more desirable as a choice suitor for Eugenie.
Right.
Makes sense. His goals are
flaunt my money around.
Well, yes, but there's some things that he wants.
Yeah.
And we'll see about how deep it goes because of his connection to the Count. But that all being said, that's one thing. Second thing, though, is we have this idea that Eugenie and Albert have a little bit of a weird relationship.
Yes.
And that we can tell that she has her primary love and passion in her music. She's very excited about this opera, this concert. So she shares it
hard, yeah.
She shares it with Albert, and she wants him there.
Yep.
Now, over the course of the series thus far, they actually haven't had much good chemistry. Like,
no,
not really much at all.
Yeah.
Especially, like she said, since they came back from Italy. So, when things adjust in a really, like, I would say pretty strong way to where she's, like, practically giddy about the idea of him seeing her play.
You don't fully buy it.
Oh, I don't really fully buy it because
and I'm right there with you for the most part.
Yeah.
Like because this is very sudden, right? Like I would not be watching this anime for the romance, right? Like the
intrigue can lead to trysts and
and
seductions and all that kind of stuff.
But the
romance,
right? The two main things that basically make it so that I don't really mind too much how sort of quickly this is happening is that, one, they're kids, right? They are very, very young. They probably don't even fully know what love is. So it makes sense that these kinds of things, it would be this sort of mutual exploration with a lot of blundering along the way.
Right, and there's the whole nobility brain rot kind of thing of where they've been in a life of convenience where all their relationships are quite convenient.
Yep.
And thus, when she has the idea of her dad stepping in and being like, nah, I'm going to take this boy away from you.
Right.
She's not really upset about them being pulled apart from the romance side of things. She's upset that he's meddling in her life directly.
Yes.
I think that's an important distinction to make.
Yeah, although I would say it can still be both.
It can be both, but one is prioritized over the other.
Sure.
One is primary and the other is secondary. Now, it is an umbrella, I'd say, of that you're meddling in my life and taking away my freedom. I get that.
Because this is one of the things that I feel like up until now could be looked at a couple different ways, and it seems like the show is basically shifting it to have one particular lens over it.
Sure.
early on in the show, when we would see Eugenie and Albert interacting, there was they weren't getting along, right? And a lot of that was that Eugenie would be frustrated with Albert, right?
He's kind of a
dumbass,
dense,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say he's dense is a much nicer word.
Exactly.
But yes, I
right.
get you. Yeah.
And the fact that she gets frustrated with him could be just because it really grinds her gears,
right?
Or that it grinds her gears because she likes him and he's not responding.
I got that.
Now,
yep.
Normally in that situation, because this is something that's been going on for a long time, you would think that eventually she would get fed up with it and sort of forget about him, and she kind of did.
She did.
You know,
that's
like
the thing. I think she did.
But I don't think it was entirely right.
No, of course, no. Nothing is so binary or black and
right.
white.
But then, as a result of that, once Albert starts to, albeit very clumsily, trying to put his best foot forward, you know, then she responds a bit more warmly to that than, you know, I would expect a person to if there wasn't any kind of history or you know.
Yeah, because this is my point. This is my point here. He didn't just start this recently. He's been saying a lot that he's going to be like making a better opportunity of this, and she's shut him down multiple times by being like, "Yeah, you've said that a lot." Like kind of like, nah.
Yeah, but there was also that point where he's like, "What if we just ran away?" And then she was like, "Wait, really?" And she's like, "No, we can't do that." But it wasn't, "I don't want to." It was like, you know, like I feel like
I concede that, yeah.
Like it's
I just feel like this was something that as an element of the story, the dramatic tension of it, where everyone else in their kind of dynamic is, well, they're all kind of dastardly in their own specific ways, but got so specifically in the face of it, was service to accentuate the romance of it, which is
because then it becomes a rebellious thing in addition to whatever feelings you have for the person,
right?
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, I guess you can go with that angle, but I expect more.
I mean, in my mind, it can either. It's not a bug. It's a feature. You know, it's the
yes.
they are young idiot teenagers, and so that just adds to the excitement of it all. And the
except she's so much more mature than Albert.
Right, and that's the main thing.
That's my issue,
is that she has been shown so far to be very pragmatic and things like that, and very practical and level-headed.
Straight to Franz.
Yeah,
in that bit there where she's like, "Okay, we need to talk about this."
Yep, and that was great.
Let's team up with the blondes. Right. Not you, Andre. You can sit in the back.
Be gone. Yeah. That was awesome. And at the same time, I feel like it's one of those things where maybe in her situation, because she's been putting up with so much bullshit her whole life with her family,
right?
There's probably that part of her that either needs or wants, we'll see, to be an idiot teenager. You know,
sure. And she kind of wants to go back to the childhood.
Yeah, where things were simpler and you didn't have to think too much about stuff. And
that's kind of in some ways what Valentine and Maximilian might just get to have by the virtue of leaving Paris.
Yep.
Or
they
Paris,
get out of all that crap.
Paris, as you properly say it. So that's its own thing potentially as well. I do like how often people in the actual story are telling the other characters, "Why don't you just ask them? Why don't you just talk to them?"
Right.
To remind us, the audience, that the melodrama is there for specific reasons.
Yeah, that is a good point. The fact that Eugenie didn't actually ask Albert after it was specifically suggested to her, that does go to show that while she is definitely wise beyond her years aren't very advanced. You know, so there are going to be points where she's also a bit of a baka. And maybe that then gives hope for their relationship, because their little bits of bakaness can be, you know, compatible, right?
Yeah, I still call it a relationship of convenience, primarily.
Oh, totally, yeah.
And I would say that if things really went into the rubber meets the road, in the same way that Albert abandoned Franz for the Count, he will abandon Eugenie for the Count.
Because in this situation, the rubber meets the road is not that outside forces oppose them, but it's when internal forces oppose them, because they're young and rebellious, right? So if outside forces oppose them, that
drives them together.
That drives them together, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But when Albert is truly being a baka and she starts to see what Franz was talking about, and it's like, okay.
Well, she's seen it, yeah.
Right, she's seen it, but like, up close,
Yeah.
Like if you see someone like moving around in a weird way, it's like, okay, that's weird,
Right.
But if suddenly you like try and hug them and they're still moving about like that, you're like, no, it becomes a bit more of a problem.
Yeah. Now, it was a dazzling spectacle.
Yep.
In that, well,
her hair was
radiant.
on fleek. Yep. Mm-hmm.
This spectacle of the Count in a very public space,
yeah,
a very specific kind of angle here, means that the Count will probably be forced to comply.
Yes.
I would say that your thought of him taking Albert as a hostage is like 100% not going to happen.
No, I think that actually what's going to happen is going to be even better than that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So it's the same situation of what was happening with Eugenie. Outside forces, giving opposition. Suddenly the earnest, gullible, young, rebellious teenager, is going to be like,
to ally and help as much as possible.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the thing is that quite frankly, Albert's instinct in that regard won't be wrong.
Nope.
It'll just be misguided.
And
because
need your help also.
Because Villefort definitely has a bone to pick here. He is definitely out to get the Count. It's not about justice here. Right? Like Villefort has good suspicions and thinks that, the Count is behind. He has a good nose, right?
He's a bloodhound.
But he is out for blood, right? It got personal, right? So and Albert will be able to sense that. He'll be like, hold on now.
Yeah.
And the Count will be like, oh yes, well, thank you for your help, Albert. I really appreciate it. I won't give up this fight,
Right. And as this gets dragged out more and more into the public eye, that means Villefort's deal also gets dragged out into the public eye.
And then also because Albert is in connection with the Count, that also means Morcerf gets dragged out into the light. And then, and then if Eugenie is sticking close to Albert, then, all that. And yeah.
This is all just strings getting tugged and just adjusted and things like that. And it's just, oh, it's so good. I loved the way the Count was there, like, oh, Albert, whatever has happened.
And the thing is, what I love about this is that he could genuinely have no idea what's going on.
True.
Right? And he's just like, but hey, I
recognize an opportunity. And
exactly.
Took it.
Right. And I love that because it makes the Count more believably maniacal and Machiavellian, right? Because it's the, I do 80-20 rule, I get most of the stuff.
I'm not perfect. But when it comes to the 20, I put it all in.
Right, and I can really make it
sure of that.
And I can really make it seem like I'm perfect with this.
Yeah, exactly. But okay.
Yeah.
Really, really like the fact that we are getting a Villefort direct confrontation of the Count here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are completely off books, like right now.
I think so.
We have diverged so much. The whole stuff with Albert and Eugenie, I don't remember that at all. This bit here, with the Count,
Albert went and buggered off with his mom once things started getting hot with Dad. I'm pretty sure that's how it went in the book. So
that more makes sense of his character as well.
Yeah, but the although the idea of potential financial ruin coming into the Morcerf situation because of the guy that blackmails him,
right?
That might have been a thing. I'm not sure.
Well, there was definitely someone that came back to haunt him there, and I keep forgetting what that guy's name was because he was
really
someone
important.
Yeah, because he was someone involved with the ship, basically.
But Morcerf, he said, "Give me everything you have."
I don't think he necessarily gave him everything.
I don't think he gave him everything, but we saw him with money. Morcerf didn't kill him, and 2, we ended up having Danglars talking about how you have no money, you have no power.
True,
right?
But remember,
he might have been talking just about Albert, right? But he could also be talking about your family is
but remember, there was a montage with a whole bunch of characters in all their different places and everything.
Yeah.
And one of them was Morcerf running in a specific kind of group of people. And it seemed to be a thing where, he was in a car basically doing the Gendo Ikari, but depressed Gendo Ikari.
Right, exactly.
So there's a possibility that he's bringing the money for one.
Sure.
And that could be it in the truck in the back. Or it's something where he's like, oh boy,
I've just been ruined or something. Or,
yeah, I've just been ruined.
I need to figure out how to do this.
Yeah, I need to plan my next move.
I especially need to win that election now so that I can have something.
Right.
Because I've lost most everything else.
He's going to have to go the whole politician, then writes like too many books kind of route.
Or no, much better than that.
Oh.
I am once again asking for your financial support.
I mean, mass group donations and stuff to campaigns is entirely different.
Oh, no, I know. But if he just
it's an entirely different thing there. My thing that I love seeing politicians do, is when the politician writes like 17 books and it's just like, wait a minute, like why didn't you write all these books? Like,
why don't you start a YouTube channel?
Well, yeah, but like, why didn't you write any of these books before? Oh, I got it.
Career politician.
Yeah, exactly. The career politician. Right. It's a whole nother ball game once you get into that bed of snakes. All right, but here we go. So next episode, good luck.
This is gonna be great.
Edmond, this is gonna be fun. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.